Hi, good morning, everyone. And sorry for the delay. I think there is some internet issue at my. Please let me know if you all are able to hear me properly because there is some internet issue. Uh, Let me share my screen and please someone confirm if you all are able to see my screen or no. And more importantly, if you all are able to hear me properly. I'll check. There is some internet. Okay. Okay, so I think now it's working fine. Okay, thanks a lot for the confirmation. So let's quickly get started because my net is uncertain today. So let's try and do this session quickly. So firstly, for the Nifty index, it is at a crucial point today. That is because if you see this trend line, the Nifty index had opened above this trend line, then it went slightly below that, and now it is hovering over there. So basically, breaking above and sustaining above 25,000 will be an important, will be very important today. Just give me a second. Yeah. So breaking above and sustaining about 25,000 will be extremely important today because that will end up doing two things. One is that the previous high on the hourly chart, this will be broken on a closing basis, plus the trend line will be broken on a closing basis, and that would be positive. So closing about 25,000 is an early indication that a breakout would occur. But as I had mentioned earlier, it is basically 25,250 to 25,150. This is the zone that the Nifty index needs to break decisively. But as I have been telling from the past few days, once we break this trend line, at least you can say that the bulls are now gearing up. It might so happen that Nifty may rise higher, and after that it can even consolidate over here before rising higher. So that's where this trend line will now become extremely important to track, and we need to see what it does over here. And more importantly, what is happening is that now more and more sectors, in fact, the benchmark indices are breaking above the previous high. So you can see Nifty mid cap. Actually, we are seeing a very strong bullish candle over here. And for Nifty mid cap, this is the resistance zone, right? Somewhere over here. I mean, if this breaks again, it will be a confirmation. And in fact, in the mid cap index, it is more like a double bottom that is forming. So this would be very positive. Small cap is lagging a bit, but nevertheless, it is giving this early signs of breaking above the 40-day exponential average. Okay, so it was not breaking so far. Each time it was facing resistance, but today it is trying to do that. So again, that should be closely watched. The other thing is Nifty 500. Even this index is now trying to break out. Okay, and if I draw the trend line over here, probably it will be, yeah, see, this is the trend line that we need to watch, and it is again trying to break above the close. It is trying to close above the trend line, which is again positive. Now in all these cases, the next step of confirmation will be price breakout plus the RMI confirmation. I mean, when these things happen, that's where we can tell more confidently that now a reversal is happening. And as I mentioned, for the Nifty index, basically for the Nifty index, if we end up breaking this resistance zone, then we'll have that confirmation. Because on the weekly chart also, what is starting to happen is now the RMI seems to be inching higher. So once it breaks above the red line, which is the average of RMI, 9-day average of RMI, once that breaks on the upside, that is a confirmation. And this will be like an ideal setup, an up move in the pullback, RMI going back to the zero line, and now and a bullish crossover. That would then indicate that the next leg of up move is starting. And I had mentioned this earlier as well, that we have the medium term setup ready. Okay, which means we We have all the ingredients for a good move in the medium term. The only thing that is lacking right now is the confirmation, and that confirmation will come from 25 150 to 25 250 zone breaking on the upside. Okay, because you can see that the FI's short positioning is at the extreme. Clients are usually extremely long at the top. I mean at the bottom. So you can see over here when Nifty was at bottom, clients were extremely long. Okay, similar thing is happening over here. Sorry. So similar thing is happening over here where again they have become long, but notice that in these two times it has been extreme. Else, even if their positions come towards the red line that we have marked over there, also it ends up coming into, I mean, it leads to a bottom. So that's where, as I was telling you, there are all the ingredients that are set for a medium term rally. All we need is a confirmation. And I think once we get those confirmation, I mean, it will be very positive. And, just to give you a sense, sorry, just to give you the context, I have repeated this earlier as well, but I'm not sure, how many new people are there. But I am doing it once again to make you understand the context of the importance of these development, because you can see that in the past. Let me take the price measure. Okay, so see, you can see over here that it was an oversold zone. From year to year we saw a rally, a double digit rally, right? From here Nifty index bottomed out. FI positioning was at short. From year to year, it saw an 18% rally. Once again, when it came over here, they were extremely short. Here we ended up getting 18% rally. Here again, we ended up getting a rally of somewhere around 17-18%. Okay, even when this Donald Trump issue was there, tariff issue was there, over here also, if you see from bottom to top, it is almost around 18%. So more or less, 18% up move on an average we have seen. Okay, barring one instance where it was around 12%. So even have to conservatively take 12-13% from here. Okay, which is the assuming that we break out over here. So a 13% move from here, okay, roughly somewhere around 27,500 or so. So understand the opportunity that is going to come ahead of us, and I think we need to be prepared for that. And also, for the people who follow technical, this is also more like a cup and handle pattern that is forming, right? Basically, this is the cup and this is the handle that is forming, and we are seeing early signs of a breakout from the handle pattern. So that's where we have to watch very closely as to how things unfold. Now the question that may arise is that what do we do now, right? So see, we can have those two approaches. One is that you either don't care about what the other indices are doing and just focus on stock, or you have the approach of a top down approach where you select which are the winning index, and from there you select which are the stocks. Okay, so these are the two ways basically how you can end up finding stocks. Now see, we have been talking about indices for a long time. So let me not waste time over there, because I saw some setups and that looks interesting. So just to quickly recap about the indices. So metal index is one that I've been talking for a while now, which seems to be breaking out over here. Ideally, we would have loved if the RMI would have completed the cycle and then it had given a crossover. But I mean, it is turning around from the above the zero line as well. But the good part was that it tested the averages and then it is turning around. So that is fair enough. I mean, that is good to watch. Now all we need is Nifty Metal Index breaking and sustaining above this high of 8 sorry 97.86. Once it does that, I think there will be a bullish underlying trend over here. Nifty FMCG, I've been talking about it again for a while. I mean, it is forming an inverse HNS pattern. It will act more like a defensive for us, with reasonable amount of upside as well. So this is another one. IT index, I have talked about this. Basically, the reason being that there are major short positions which are there, and so far it was not able to break above the 40-day exponential average, but today it is doing so. Okay, so all the stocks where there are high shorts. Let me just quickly recap that. Uh, so all the stocks with high short positions, you can see, you can check them. It's basically Infi, and you can see that now that short covering rally has started. And we are seeing some swift move. Wipro, see, these trends are likely to continue, I feel. You know Maybe all those news items that are floating around, that might delay the trend a bit, but a short covering rally is inevitable in IT stocks. Okay, if you see TechM, it is also seeing unwind. It is seeing some unwinding. TCS has an all-time high shorts over here, right? So even this can be a good candidate for a short covering. So that is what the broader thing is. Now I was checking this RMI indicator, which I'll come to, but over there I had seen LTI Mindtree in the list. Okay, I'm not sure how is the OI positioning of LTI Mindtree. Okay, there we are not seeing much short positions, but yeah. Anyways, so today I'll focus more on the RMI scanner and probably Dow scanner, because that's where you can get a good positional ideas. Okay, so I hope you understood the context, right? I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. So the point is that, from a medium term perspective, the Nifty is gearing up for a breakout. Now, what we have to do is that we have to find stocks and sectors. Sectors, we have already been talking about it. Stocks, there were some interesting stocks that I could see in the list. Okay. Uh, so there is one question from Babu Raj. So Babu Raj, we had developed RMI indicator before strike. Okay, so that's what we used to consume it for our analysis. It is not something that you will get from after paying strike for 1 year. Okay, this is something that we have done it for our analysis prior to strike. Maybe if you want RMI indicator on TradingView, you can contact the sales team, or you can put it in the help section. You can raise a ticket. They will probably come back and they will tell if it is possible to buy it on the TradingView with a one-time charge. Uh, so yeah, that is how you can probably get it on TradingView. But anyways, coming back to the topic, the main thing was that we have been speaking about the sectors for quite some time now. So let's analyze RMI setup. And when I was doing this, see, this you can do it on all stocks as well. What I had done was that in the watch list, I had made Nifty all NSE stocks as well in the list. Okay, now you will, because many of the people get confused. If you select all, okay, assuming there are no watch lists, then you might get a total count of 750 stocks. Okay, in basically when you sorry so when you do RMI, basically you will get a list of 750 stocks. Okay, just give me a minute. I have selected FNO. So majorly total market covers everything: small, mid caps, micro cap, large caps. So that way, you will get somewhere around 748, 750 stock. There are two symbols that are getting hidden due to some issue which we have reported, and that we'll address it in due course. But basically, you will get this 750 stocks. Now, if you want all list stocks, okay, then what you have to do is that go to the heat map. Okay, go to NSE all stocks. Once you do that, select, I mean, make a new watch list of NSE all stocks. Okay. And select all the stocks. You will get, I mean, this list I had updated, I think, somewhere in the middle of July. So maybe now, if there are some more listed stocks, you will get a little more list. But yes, broadly, you should be able to get around 2600, 2700 stocks. Okay. So now when I'm doing this, right now I'm running the scanner only for Nifty total market. But if you want, you can do it for the entire market as well. So there, now because we are getting into a medium term up move, which is what I feel. So I was trying to see which are the stocks where we are getting new buy. Okay. And in this case, some interesting list has popped up. Say for example, Advanced Enzyme. Okay, it has been consolidating for a while, but there is a bullish crossover that can happen. Now, please understand that these crossovers are on a rolling basis so far. Okay, which means it can give a bullish crossover. It is not confirmed yet. Okay, it is important to understand because we are looking at live. There is something called as last candle close as well, which I'll explain you in a while. Okay, but basically these are the stocks which can potentially give you a bullish crossover this month. So in this, when I was finding the list, two three stocks that caught my attention. One was Dr. Reddy. Okay, we have this ideal setup where up move happens, a pullback is there up to the 40 a month. Okay, and now it is trying to turn around and give us a bullish crossover. So this stock specifically had the setup which definitely we look out for. Okay, so this is one. The other one was Hero Moto. Again, it is into auto sector. We have discussed that the auto sector is also looking good. It has given a breakout and so on. So this also had an interesting setup. Now we were talking about metal index, right? So within metal index, Infa is the one that caught my attention. Basically, sorry, there is this candle spike issue also that happens, which again we have reported. Just let me refresh my screen. All these are few issues that we want to resolve as quickly as possible. So we are taking each one of them one by one. So yeah, so you can see that this was a big range breakout that Infa saw, up move, consolidation, and now again an up move. It almost went back to the zero line, and now again it is trying to break out. So again, this one caught my eye. So I was talking about the LTI Mindtree, right? So over here also, what is happening is that there was a correction. It almost went towards the previous low, and now it is trying to turn around. The RMI is giving bullish crossover. So that way, there are many such IT stocks that are seeing this move. Okay, Emphasis is there. Now within FMCG, Nestle is the one where we are getting this setup. Then one more, yeah. Then it was also basically Tata Steel, which had a very interesting setup. You know, up move, pullback, and now it is trying to rise higher with RMI also now giving a bullish crossover. So this was also interesting. And I think another one that was there in the list, but it has gone now. Mm, it was actually Usha Martin. I'm not sure whether I saw it over here. Yeah. So actually, maybe it has dipped lower a bit. But in the morning, when I was seeing, it was actually in a bullish phase. It has seen some decline. Maybe that's why this value has gone down a bit. But the broader idea over here is now. See, honestly, I have not studied this company. Okay, but if I have to purely look at the chart, it looks very beautiful. Like the up move is there, then there is this consolidation, and now probably it is trying to move higher. So maybe there are basically a lot of stocks that are coming up, and you will need to dig deeper and see which ones you like. So earlier, if you notice, actually the last candle close was not working. By last candle close, what we mean is that which are the stocks that have given a new buy in the previous month. Okay, in the previous month. So in this, basically, if you see all cargo, it had given a bullish crossover. That's why it is coming in the list. So you can also have a look at this list once as well. So there were some interesting stocks like I think Maruti. In fact, you will be surprised to know GMDC had given a bullish crossover last month. Okay, and this month it is up almost around 30%. So that is the power of the monthly RMI going into buy. I mean, once that happens, it is very. I mean, if you choose the right set of stocks, it can give you really good momentum in the stocks. Maruti also was the one that had given a bullish crossover. Then PVR Inox. But see, in all these cases, especially in PVR Inox, this crossover is happening, below the averages. So this is not as strong as say something like GMDC or someone else were, right? In fact, South Indian Bank, this is interesting. I had this stock on my radar mainly because there is this big consolidation that is happening. Okay, so this was there. I was tracking this, but today I'm seeing this in the scanner. So this can be one interesting stock as well. Apart from that, I think I did not see much in this list. Actually, I was more interested in the list of life. Okay. Now, someone who does not use RMI and someone who wants to only see based on the price action. Okay, then Dow trend is best for you, because over here, if I do Nifty total market, and over here in the filter you have to do stocks which are going from down to up. Okay, so down to up means they are breaking above the prior highs now. Now this is where Aarti Drugs, then Aditya Birla AMC, and a lot of these stocks are coming. Amar Raja, I mean, this was one stock I was watching very closely. Amar Raja, that is because there was this big breakout that we had seen. After that, the stock had gone up a lot, but then there was this consolidation. And just to give you a context, um, let me go to the dashboard, expand the screen. Oh, okay, and here Amara Raja. And if you do the monthly chart and the setup, it has that perfect setup that we look out for. Okay, let me just close the band. So what has happened is that there is an up move, pullback, and now it is consolidating over here. And basically, this is the range breakout that I was talking about, right? So you will find many such interesting stocks. When you scan it, be little patient with the scanner, spend some time. I'm sure you will come up with some very good ideas. I mean, when I one of the reason why I was telling you that last week, especially when I started scanning, I realized that there were so many stocks that were breaking out, now retesting, and now they're trying to turn around. Okay, I think one of the stock that had even come on my radar was basically Excite Industry. There was some scanning that I was doing and I found this stock. So again, over here, similar thing happened. I'm not sure. Okay. So over here, basically, some of the scan that I was doing, it was probably weekly where I had seen it. Okay, it went up, consolidated over here, and now it is turning up. Okay, and if you see the context in the monthly chart, up move, pullback, RM almost coming back to zero, and now it is trying to turn around. So there are many such beautiful setups that you will see. Try to spend some time over here. You can see Dr. Reddy is coming over here also in previous high breaking. So it has already come in the RMI scanner. It is even coming in the Dow scanner. So watch out for these stocks. You will see a lot of good names over here. And I have purposely chosen Nifty total market. Okay, because there the quality of the stocks are good. So yes, maybe you might end up finding some good ideas. And the reason to focus more today on a bit medium term is because such is the setup. I mean, we are getting some good medium term move in the Nifty index, and that's where the setup is, and maybe that's where I thought it is worth discussing today. Okay, so those were my view. Okay, now if you have any thing to ask, please let me know. If OI built up So there is a question from DV. If OI built up under 5%, stock is up 3 to 8%. Can it be considered for buy? It is said in the OI webinar, double digit OI change for long. Uh, So OI built up DV. I just want uh, okay, Mohan. Sorry, I did not see your comment. You mentioned black screen. I mean, is it visible now? I think maybe there is some internet issue, so it might have got blacked out for a while. But are you all able to hear me and see me? Can you please message? And did you all, more importantly, heard the explanation that I had mentioned about Dow scanner and RMI scanner? Okay, okay. Thanks, thanks. I got scared. Maybe I thought that I again repeated that same mistake of, maybe my net was not good and I was just keeping on, talking. So, okay. Thanks, thanks. I got scared for a while. So, yeah, OI double. So, DV, please understand that OI double digit change that is applicable for strike OI insights. Okay. And strike OI insights is applicable from a short term trading perspective. Okay. Right now, what we are talking about is from a medium term perspective. So from a medium term perspective, in future OI, it is not necessary to have double digit OI and all. In future index, basically you need to see where the open interest is from a historical context. Okay, like I was mentioning over here, say for example TCS, it has the highest short position ever in the history. I mean, whatever 12 years of data we have, okay, it is the highest short position ever. So this is where you have to understand in that context. Okay, in OI insights, maybe you might want to see for those things like stocks above resistance, and over here if you do double digit OI, then you're seeing many stocks like Cummins India, Shriram, Motherson, and so on, right? So that is what is applicable over here. So I hope you're not mixing it up. For future OI, there is no such criteria. For strike OI insights, yes. I mean that's where, and basically see, if you see double digit OI, you also, I mean, double digit OI does not let you blindly buy it. You also need to see where is it that the addition is happening. The next addition, where is it happening? Like in case of Cummins, it is 4200. So you have this 4-5% room on the upside, which is there. Okay. Uh, then say for example Shriram Finance, over here also there is some room, but say something like Indus Tower. Okay, 350 reduction is there, but you will notice that at 355 the addition is happening. Now this does not give you much room on the upside. Okay, so similar thing happening in Motherson as well. 100 is getting unwinded, but 102 there is a huge addition. So always know the context. Okay, always know where the highest OI addition is also happening, and not just rely only on this. And once you are convinced with such stocks, say for example Cummins India in this case. Okay, so let me find Cummins India. So I also need to have that chart set up. Okay, over here what I can see is that if I do hourly chart, see over here the risk reward is not in my favor. Maybe over here this was a good entry point, because there was a consolidation and a breakout. But at this point, maybe it's not a good buy. Maybe I might want to wait for a bit of a pullback and then look at it. So that's where you have. I mean, firstly, this criteria should be met. Secondly, you need to see how the setup of the stocks are. Say for example Shriram Finance. Okay, that is also coming into this criteria. Huh. Now you can see over here that it is trying to break above the high. So but over here the problem is that the stop loss is somewhere around 594 or so. Okay, so you might then want to see whether it is sufficing your risk appetite or no. But that is the way to look at it. Okay, I hope you understood this. I just gave a brief idea about this, but of course a lot more detailed explanation is given in the webinar. Divesh, as I mentioned earlier, you had asked me this question earlier as well. So far, based on the volume, we are not filtering it out. In the new version that we are coming up, okay, we are designing, as you all are aware, that we are also designing for the mobile app. Okay, over there we have put a criteria of value or volume as well. So maybe that might take some time. As I mentioned earlier as well, I don't want to commit you any time because it does get delayed. So I don't want you to be disappointed in that front. But the value volume filter, that will be taken care. Don't worry for now. For now, maybe the only thing that you can do is that try to find out stocks. If you want to put the filters and so on. Okay, so say for example in RMI, you only want good stocks. Put volume over here. See the volume. If it suffices your needs, then take it that way. Okay, as of now, that is the only way that we have. But as I told you, value volume, that we will look out for, and that will improve it. Okay, in our next edition. So RC RCE average कर सकते हैं क्या at this level? I'm not into recommendation part. See, I've been very clear that I'm trying to teach you the process. Please, see, I don't know your risk appetite and so on, and maybe the way I look at it is very differently and from a different time frame perspective. Okay, so please understand the process and try it yourself. If I'm explaining you this on monthly, do the same thing on daily, weekly, and you will get this. I mean, the analysis would still remain the same. Okay, so please take a call for yourself. How to check that the net short futures in FNO stocks OI built up? Yeah. So GP Kalu, we have something in the heat map of futures. Okay, there is one rectification that we still need to do, is that there are many stocks which have recently gone split. Uh, I mean, where we have seen split or bonus. So there, it's not adjusted. We are in the process of adjusting it. But over here, now see what we can do is that let us take one example. Okay, for the stocks where the built up is very high. Okay, now uh, let's take it from this high till the current date. Okay, which is 21st August to current. So I do over here custom. I do 21st of August till date. Okay, now you can see that UPL has seen a correction of 2% and the OI surge is 26%. Angel 1, the price action is negative. So you can also see the stocks which are in short build up. We just need to click over here. Okay, UPL, Kotak Bank, MCX, Shriram Finance. Now see, you can see over here Shriram Finance is coming in the second filter as well, which is of highest shorts, and it was coming in strike OI insights as well. So maybe let's check what the chart of Shriram Finance is telling us, because it had come in two filters. Shriram Finance. Oh, sorry, I should have taken the chart in futures because that's where the OI addition is. Okay, so see, this is the problem. I mean, this we want to solve it, but anyways, the thing is that we want to see the recent case. So in the recent case, you can see that this entire price action has seen a massive amount of shorting in the near term. Okay, so that's where there's a scope of some short covering rally as well. Okay, so this, when we see it for other stocks, MCX, IIFL, Reliance. So basically, all these stocks are seeing have seen short positions, and you can see the OI change. Okay, so this OI change is between this period. Okay, now you might also want to do say from high till date. Okay, so say from 30th June, this is what 2025. Okay, 30th June till current date. Okay, and I only want to check the short built up stocks. So there you can see that. Now, please understand one thing, that you need to ignore some stocks as well, like KFIN and all those things. That is because they were newly introduced and they don't have much data. Okay, Ashok Leyland, there was this split bonus which was there, due to which there is a spike. So that should be ignored. But say something like BDL, PNB Housing Finance. Now I have been talking about IT stocks, right? So Wipro 83%. Even I think if you see HCL Tech 42%, TCS 39%. So all this, so basically, when you want to identify the stocks where huge shorting has happened, I mean, this is the way to identify. Even in fact, yes, Axis Bank, a chart, if you see over there as well, there was huge shorting that had happened. The internet issue. Let me try it once again. Hello, are you all able to hear me? Because hello. Okay, I don't know this. Okay, wait, let me just connect through my phone if I'm able to.
Hello everyone. Sorry to interrupt the session in middle. So there is a internet issue from Jay's end. We have to wrap the session up today. We will be catching up with you guys tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you.